Very good morning. Welcome to the Breakfast News on Rajya Sabha TV. I'm Aishwarya Kapoor with you. All the biggest news stories from India and across the world coming up in the next 30 minutes. Here are the headlines first. Can make a tremendous trade deal during India visit, says US President Donald Trump. MEA says visit will strengthen bilateral global strategic ties. 5 MOUs under discussion. India's largest aircraft C-17 to leave for coronavirus hit Wuhan with medicines to also evacuate about 100 Indians. Virus-related deaths crossed 2,200 in China. Among other Asian nations, South Korea reports 156 cases of infections. International Mother Language Day today. HRD Ministry organizes events to celebrate India's linguistic diversity. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu speaks in 22 languages at the event to mark the day. Devotees throng temples, take a dip in Ganga to celebrate Mahashivratri. President, Vice President greet people on the occasion. Vice President Naidu to attend celebrations at Isha Yoga Center near Coimbatore. And Kyle Jamieson makes a dream debut in the first match at Wellington. Kiwi seamer's fierce bowling spell leaves Indian top order struggling. The top story this morning, days ahead of his India visit, US President Donald Trump has said that the two countries could make a tremendous trade deal. In his commencement address at the Hope for Prisoners graduation ceremony in Las Vegas, Donald Trump said that he may make a tremendous deal during his India visit. Donald Trump, accompanied by First Lady Melania Trump, is scheduled to travel to Ahmedabad, Agra and New Delhi on 24th and 25th of February. And ahead of the visit, there have been talks about India and the US agreeing on a trade package as a precursor to a major trade deal.
But we're going to India and we may make a tremendous deal there. Maybe we'll slow it down. We'll do it after the election. I think that could happen too. So we'll see what happens.
An External Affairs Ministry has said that India is eagerly awaiting US President Donald Trump's visit to India, and the visit will strengthen the bilateral global strategic ties. External Affairs Ministry spokesperson Ravish Kumar said that around 5 MOUs are expected to be signed between the two countries. He also added that all issues, including defense, security and trade, are expected to come up during the restricted and delegation level talks between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and US President Donald Trump.
The context was in terms of the balance of trade, and in that context the remarks were made. You are also aware that in the last few years efforts have been taken by India to address this particular concern, and now US is 6th largest source of crude oil imports, and we are also purchasing a large number of civilian aircraft, and we do feel that some of these steps will kind of bridge the trade deficit which exists at this point of time.
And External Affairs Ministry also informed that the government has decided to send an aircraft, a consignment of medical supplies on a relief flight to Wuhan in China. Ravish Kumar also informed that 8 Indian nationals have been infected with the novel coronavirus on board the cruise ship Diamond Princess, which was quarantined off the coast of Japan. They are being treated at local hospitals there. There are 132 Indian crew members and 6 Indian passengers who were on board the cruise ship.
This return flight, as we have indicated earlier, the aircraft will bring in Indian nationals who could not board the first 2 flights. Those interested to come back, they have been asked to contact our embassy, and we do understand that we have now collected the names of those people, and subject to capacity limitations and other logistics, we will accommodate nationals of other countries as well. The advisories regarding to and from travel to China, it remains in place. And this is purely to maintain public health so that infection does not spread to different parts of India. As I clarified last time, that there is no ban on travel to China or from China.
India is all set to host US President Donald Trump and First Lady Melania Trump, who will arrive on a state visit on Monday. The visiting dignitaries will begin their India visit from Ahmedabad in Gujarat. President Trump and Prime Minister Modi will take part in a roadshow in Ahmedabad on 24th of February and jointly address a gathering at the newly built cricket stadium in Motera area of the city. Over 1.1 lakh people are expected to attend the mega event named as Namaste Trump. The US President and his delegation will be treated to India's rich and diverse cultural heritage during his visit to Ahmedabad. As many as 28 stages representing the various parts of the country are being set up along the 22-kilometer stretch. Artists from across the country have been invited to perform during the road show. On Thursday, Gujarat Chief Minister Vijay Rupani held a high-level meeting at Gandhinagar to review and finalize preparations for the high-profile visit of the US President. And after the event in Ahmedabad, the US President and the First Lady would visit Agra, where they would spend about an hour at the Taj Mahal. They will then depart for Delhi, and on the morning of 25th of February, Donald Trump and the First Lady would be accorded a ceremonial welcome at the forecourt of the Rashtrapati Bhavan. From there, they will go to Rajghat to pay homage to the Samadhi of Mahatma Gandhi, and this will be followed by restricted and delegation level talks between Donald Trump and Prime Minister Modi at the Hyderabad House.
A couple of things which I thought I'll highlight. This will be President Trump's first visit to India. We do understand that it will be a standalone visit, which is a very significant thing. This will be President Trump's fifth meeting with Prime Minister Modi in 8 months. It reflects the renewed and growing intensity of high-level engagements between the two countries. The visit will be brief, very intense, over a span of 36 hours. There are 3 legs to the visit, starting with Ahmedabad, followed by Agra and Delhi. I thought I'll just give you a sense of the timings involved for each leg of the visit. I'll start with the Ahmedabad leg. President Trump will land around noon, and from there he goes to the Motera Stadium to address the Namaste Trump event jointly with Prime Minister Modi. This will be very similar to the Howdy event which took place in Houston.
Now an update on the coronavirus outbreak, and Hubei, the Chinese province at the center of the novel coronavirus outbreak, announced 411 new cases on Thursday. The total number of infected worldwide now stands at over 75,400. At least 2,236 people are now dead from the virus, with all but 11 of those deaths in mainland China. Meanwhile, Asia cases also have spiked. South Korea reported a jump of 52 additional cases overnight, bringing the country's total to 156. Now, this makes South Korea the worst infected country outside China. Altogether, 39 of the new cases were linked to one church in the southern city of Daegu in South Korea. South Korea also confirmed its first death from the disease. Meanwhile, India's C-17 military aircraft is all set to fly to the Chinese city of Wuhan to evacuate more Indians. The special relief aircraft will also deliver a consignment of medical supplies to China people. The C-17 Globemaster is the largest military aircraft in the Indian Air Force's inventory. Earlier, India's national carrier Air India evacuated around 640 Indians from Wuhan in 2 separate flights, and now the C-17 aircraft will bring back close to 100 Indians from Wuhan, which is the epicenter of the coronavirus epidemic. And in related news, the Indian government has provided relief to contractors that have been hit by disruptions in supply from China. The contractors who face delays in supplying goods to the government under various public procurement programs due to the coronavirus threat will not face any penalty for such delays. Here is a report.
The Finance Ministry has told all departments that supplies to government that are being delayed due to the spread of coronavirus in China or anywhere else will be covered by force majeure clause. This clause deals with extraordinary circumstances that are beyond human control.
Get classified in the case of a calamity, then one become eligible for many concession, the rebates. And you need one reasoning or explanation for extending certain, what we call a stimulus, you are giving concession or putting some government exchequer money for to support that. So if you declare that this is a calamity for that particular area or industry, etc., then obviously that area, that industry or that sector becomes entitled and eligible for all this concession.
The clause frees both parties in a contract from their obligations without penalty or negative consequences. This will also avoid imposition of penalties and other negative consequences on companies executing government contracts who may be dependent on supplies from the affected areas.
The coronavirus has hit China like anything, and the way it has spread during the last 1 month, it has virtually put every activity in China to halt. And China being a global capital of the manufacturing, and so many industries are dependent upon the various supplies, maybe raw material, maybe semi-finished goods, maybe components, etc. for that.
The Department of Pharmaceuticals, meanwhile, has asked the Directorate General of Foreign Trade to restrict exports of 12 active pharmaceutical ingredients and formulations in the wake of the coronavirus outbreak. These decisions were taken after Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman met representatives from a cross-section of sectors to assess the impact of the coronavirus outbreak. The Finance Minister has already tried to allay concerns of price rise due to the coronavirus outbreak. Kriti Mishra, Rajya Sabha TV.
News from the national capital now. The Supreme Court appointed interlocutors met Shaheen Bagh protesters on Thursday for the second time since their appointment. However, talks between Advocate Sanjay Hegde and Sadhna Ramachandran made little headway as the anti-CAA agitators remain firm on continuing with their protest. On Monday, the top court, while upholding the right to protest, observed that the blockade at the road at Shaheen Bagh was troubling and suggested that the protesters go to another site where no public place would be blocked. The Apex Court also appointed 2 interlocutors to persuade the protesters to move to an alternative site. On to some other news, Union Home Minister Amit Shah has said that India is not complete without the vibrant culture of the Northeast. Addressing the 34th Statehood Day celebration in Itanagar on Thursday, Amit Shah said that when Article 370 was scrapped in Jammu and Kashmir, there was a rumour that 371 will also be removed. However, he underscored that no one can scrap Article 371.
और अगस्त महीने में जब धारा 370 को हटाने का फैसला मोदी जी ने किया, पूरे नॉर्थ ईस्ट के अंदर अफवाहें फैलाई, एक प्रकार की गलतफहमी फैलाई गई कि धारा 370 के साथ 371 को भी हटा देंगे। मैं आज अरुणाचल के स्थापना दिन और मिजोरम के स्थापना दिन के दिन समग्र नॉर्थ ईस्ट को कहना चाहता हूं कि धारा 371 को कोई हटा नहीं सकता, ना हटाने का किसी की मंशा है।
Time for a very short break in the breakfast news. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back after the break. It is International Mother Language Day today. UNESCO has identified over 7,000 languages that are read, written and spoken in different countries across the world, and has marked 21st of February as the day to celebrate this multilingualism. This year's theme is Language Without Borders. The HRD Ministry is also observing Matribhasha Divas today to highlight India's linguistic diversity under the theme Celebrating Our Multilingual Heritage, reflecting the spirit of Ek Bharat Shreshtha Bharat. And Vice President Venkaiah Naidu has extended the greetings to the nation on the day. In a series of tweets in 22 languages, Vice President Naidu urged the citizens to take a pledge to promote mother tongue and also learn other languages. And yesterday, addressing an event to celebrate the International Mother Language Day in the national capital, New Delhi, Vice President Naidu said that language is a tool for intellectual and emotional expression. He also spoke in 22 languages consecutively at the event, naming each one as he went along to mark the day.
अंतर्राष्ट्रीय मातृभाषा दिवस के अवसर पर हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं। अंतर्जातीय मातृभाषा दिवस का उपलक्ष्य आंतरिक अभिनंदनों अस्सामी। अंतर्जातीय मातृभाषा दिवस उपलक्ष्य जानाई आंतरों की शुभेच्छा बंगाली।
Members of the Mandir Trust, including its president Nritya Gopal Das, called on Prime Minister Narendra Modi at his residence on Thursday, also inviting him to visit Ayodhya. The meeting came a day after the Sri Ram Janmabhoomi Tirth Kshetra met for the first time on Wednesday. VHP leader Champat Rai, who was elected the Trust's General Secretary, was also present at the meeting, along with the Treasurer Govind Giri. Prime Minister Modi's former Principal Secretary Nripendra Mishra is the head of the Temple Construction Committee. The 15-member trust was constituted after the Supreme Court verdict that allowed the building of a temple at the disputed site where many Hindus believe Lord Ram was born. And the festival of Mahashivratri is being celebrated today, and devotees are thronging temples to worship Lord Shiv. Kashi Vishwanath Temple in Varanasi is witnessing a large crowd of devotees. A large number of people are also taking a dip at Sangam in Prayag in Uttar Pradesh. President Ramnath Kovind extended his wishes to the people on Mahashivratri. In a Twitter message, he said, "May the blessings of Lord Shiv bring peace, happiness and prosperity to everyone's lives." Vice President Venkaiah Naidu has also wished the devotees on the occasion. In a Twitter message, he hoped that the lives of the people are continuously lit with good cheer, good health, good thoughts and good actions. And Prime Minister Modi also greeted people on the occasion of Herat, the biggest festival of Kashmiri Pandits. In a Twitter message, he wished for peace and prosperity for everyone. Let's get you some sports news now. On the opening day of the first test of India versus New Zealand at Wellington, Indian top order struggled as they were reduced to 122 for 5 at tea, with New Zealand's decision to bowl first playing off. For New Zealand, Kylie Jimson took 3 wickets for 38 runs, while Tim Southee and Trent Boult got 1 wicket apiece. Ajinkya Rahane and Rishabh Pant were batting at 38 and 10 respectively at the break. The play is currently stalled due to rain. Let's get you some more sports news. Wrestler Divya won a gold medal at the Asian Wrestling Championships on Thursday. Divya defeated Junior World Champion Naruha Matsuyuki. Divya won all the 4 bouts in the 5-wrestler 68 kg category as the competition was fought in the round-robin format. Indian wrestlers Pinky and Sarita Moore also secured the coveted gold medal at the Asian Championships on Thursday. Nirmala Devi in the 50 kg is also assured of at least a silver medal as she reached the final in her respective category. And now let's talk about environment and climate change. Climate change and erratic weather pattern is likely to wipe out entire coral reef habitat by 2100. A new research says that 70 of 90% of all coral reefs will disappear over the next 20 years because of warming seas and acidic waters due to global warming and pollution. As the temperatures of the world's water rise because of greenhouse gas, corals are stressed, because of which they emit a symbiotic algae that bleaches them, turning them white. Though bleached corals are not typically dead, they are more prone to diseases and hence dying. While transporting young lab-grown corals can help reinvigorate dying and bruised reefs, their restoration efforts will meet serious challenges. And finally, the week-long Khajuraho Dance Festival kicked off at the famed Khajuraho temples in Madhya Pradesh yesterday. On the first day, there were performances of Kathak and also Odissi dance, which were attended by hundreds of thousands of tourists and local viewers. So we leave you with these breathtaking visuals. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day ahead.
Bangoo